Everyone. We normally do live stream this into the Facebook group, or we have been. And since this is not, Facebook is not helping with us today. So if you would just drop the link into the Facebook group and ask them to come join us in the Zoom if they want to. You're right. The recording is paused, but Flavim is recording. So you should be seeing that. I've got a recording on my end. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's get started. So welcome today, everyone. I am so thrilled for these monthly roundtable discussions. What we have really witnessed is with the two extraordinary exchanges, we kind of dive into some of that. What does this mean to you? Open a deeper discussion, really like set intention. And there was an opportunity for a deeper discussion on what intention means. So it's really powerful, these conversations that we're having. We've witnessed that there's great shifts. There's definitely deep dive discussion in which we each go deeper into intentional thought about what something means to us. And then when other people are talking, there is almost like an awakening of, oh, I hadn't thought about that. And when you do that, there is an opportunity for you to embody it deeper. And that's really our intention here, is for us always to go deeper into our own beliefs and then take those beliefs as an embodiment and then take that out into the world. So I thought it was really interesting that we're talking about intention today. Always, intention is part of my world. I believe that when we set an intention before we do anything, then we're going in with a clear energy and clear focus. And if our intention is wobbly, our outcomes are probably going to be wobbly as well. So I find that really interesting. But I went in and I looked at the technical definition of intention, and it says a conscious aim or plan, a deliberate decision to act a certain way, often rooted in purpose, desire, and belief. In physiology, in psychologically and law, it's referred as the mental state. Now, I don't know if you guys had that as well, because I was like, oh, I believe it's mental state. Intention is you. How are you showing up? How is the mental state? But I didn't realize that in law it's considered that. So then I went in and I just spoke my definition. And this is where I want to really start this roundtable, is I want you guys to each come up with your definition. And so for me, intention is sacred ritual. It's a pause to honor your inner world, and it's a practice of self-love, of listening deeply to the wisdom of your higher self and knowing. From this stillness, intention emerges as a clear energetic imprint. And that's what I talk about embodiment. It becomes who you be. It's not out there anymore. It's aligned, it's in you. And one that holds your focus, alignment, and authentic direction. It is the energy behind your actions, not just your plan, but the clarity and the resonance that fuel the why and how your path moves forward. So with that, and I'll drop that into the Be Extraordinary later, but I really wanted just to kind of set the tone for this deep discussion and then ask you, and there is never a right or a wrong, it is just an opening of awareness of what does intention mean to you? Magda, I'm going to start with you and then Sarah.
Hello, everyone. The definition and your definition of intention was beautiful. So I just want to add to it. For me, is the blueprint. It's the blueprint and answer to the joy in my life. The path which is new to me and leaning to my intuition, to my spirit, and creating the life which is full of joy and love. And we all craving for that, but we forget or never think about that. Majority of people don't have a plan for one day. And we are talking about intention, not just for this month. I'm talking intention for the rest of our life. And it really hits me deep because we have all intention in the business, in the life, and I would call not even this intention is the plan, the maybe goal for the year. But when we sink in deeper and take the path, what are our real intention? And that brought me to how I want to spend my life. And I want to spend my life doing what I love and doing what I love and getting the abundance from it. I don't want to differentiate more life from work. My work needs to be my vocation and something what bring me a joy, something what I see that make difference in the world with other people. And then it's not work anymore. This is the blueprint, the intention I want to live the rest of my life.
Wowzers. I love it. I love it. So go ahead and take notes because, and only if you'd love to, but I know for me, if there's a certain word that pops out at me or a phrase, I need to go deeper in that. So just as this awareness, it's a beautiful round table, but it's also a mastermind in that way that our brains are really coming together as a collective and opening up to another possibility, something that we hadn't actually thought of yet. So Sarah.
Good morning. So after listening to the two of you, I'm wrestling with or having a little fun in my head with this word. Because I came in going, I'm thinking about my current motivations in life, my sweetheart, method of how I operate essentially. And the definition that I came up with, at least currently, I suppose it could be fluid, is this idea of making sure that when something feels right, I don't pause. I go ahead and do. Because if it's automatically right, your intention should be to make it happen. Perfect example, in our Tap Fit family community, one of our other community members and I want to do a stretch. And Ashley was like, why don't you announce it in the community? And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. But first I need to do this. I need to do this to make sure that when we get there, it's done and we're ready to go. But I knew her suggestion was perfect for the situation for multiple reasons. And so my intentionality in that moment was, Spirit knows it's great. Let's do it. And so I think currently for me, intentionality actually means action. So
Wowzers. I am loving where this is going already. Thank you, Sarah. Elaine.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not muted. Okay. Good morning. Well, for me, intention really means where is my attention at this moment in time, and where am I going, and where am I focused right now? And I am in a little bit of a funk, and I'm in a little bit of a low. And so I am really pushing myself to be here because I'm trying to increase my participation, consistency, continuity, and commitment to myself. As many of you know, I have a 24-year-old daughter with Down syndrome, and she got into a residential program, and I lost my mother. So I was really excited this year to put the focus on myself. My word for 2025 is receive. And like I said previously in another call, not just things, but receiving help, receiving wisdom, receiving direction. And my intention has been, up until now, has been really trying to push myself forward to leave nursing at the bedside and to find ways to continue to, I'm a labor and delivery nurse, and to continue to support pregnant women, but through dance, movement, education, purposeful exercise, and a building of community. I have started a plan, and I am, moving forward with some training So I accomplished that this month. I wrote the check, I made the commitment. So that was one intention. But as life happens, I was interrupted with a gradual setback that my daughter has been experiencing. And last week, I received the phone call to pick her up and bring her home. So my intention has focused on where my attention needs to be. So long-winded definition, but what I'm realizing and what I'm coming up with is that intention equals focused attention. And sometimes I'm at the library. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be loud. I'm in a meeting room. Sometimes we're interrupted, and I'm trying very, very hard to keep saying, but life goes on for you too, Elaine, like without you, Rebecca can't function, and I'm her rock, and not putting the halo there, but it is there, and I acknowledge it. I got distracted by something. I'm sorry. So anyway, intention for me is attention and where my attention is going and what I'm focusing on. And at the same time, I want to be true to self and maintain the intention that I set for myself for moving forward and accomplishing goals that will serve me.
Yeah, so beautiful. Thank you, Elaine, for sharing that with us, because I think it's a really great example of we can have the intention and we can be even really strict with ourselves and have rituals and all that stuff, but let's be honest, real life happens. And does your intention go away in chaos or in overwhelm or in frustration or confusion? Because that's all part of real life. And I think that what you just reminded me of is that we have an intention, and then we have an option to be aware of the intention so that we can come back to it, so that it doesn't just go over there for a whole year or more, but it actually is there within our lives without that ritual of like, we have to do this and we have to push through, because must, have to's, push hard is not flow. And I believe intention is flow. When we've really made that aligned intention, it is not push, pull, must, do. There's a tweaking until it becomes the real aligned attention. So I love that what you said, and we've talked about it all through the last months, is there's power in the pause. And sometimes when our intention feels like it went off course, and I'm speaking this to me, not to just to you, Elaine, sometimes when intention goes off course, it feels like, okay, maybe there's something even deeper here. Maybe there is power in the pause. And so I am celebrating you and everything you're going through and your intention and commitment to being here. I don't take it lightly.
I'm also trying to tie into, okay, pause, purposeful pause and all of that. But at the same time, I don't want to allow, too much procrastination or pity or poor pitiful me, or there we go again. Every time I have a dream, boom, the focus is never on me. So I'm trying to see it as, let's model this for Rebecca. Let's model change in front of Rebecca, being strong, because this is where she's struggling, is with participation and depression. And so I don't want to get sucked into depression. And my intention is to keep my attention and my focus on us as a unit while I support her and continue to support myself.
Well, that's beautiful, and you're doing it. So bravo and congratulations. I love it. Carmen, you're next. We're just giving the definition of our own personal definition of intention.
Yes, thank you. And these have been so beautiful. I was writing down different things, and so much of it aligns with what I believe as well. What I wrote down initially for my definition is probably most similar to what you said, Debbie. It's about what feeling is And so it's a decision. What feeling do I want to feel? And then that actually leads me to what is the next step. So it is a combination, right? It's the feeling and then it's the action that Sarah talked about. And I agree that it's when you do it that way, you take away the push and the have to and the pressure. Like so many of you, I'm sure that's the way I lived for so long, and it's exhausting. And it doesn't actually set a good example for anyone. And I recently shared a poem about, it's so much better if we live our best life, and that actually raises the people around us rather than us sacrificing everything, thinking we're doing it for the others, that it actually doesn't serve them as much as us living our fullest, most amazing lives. And so, Elaine and everybody else, I would ponder that, like, where are you not living your fullest life, thinking you're doing a service to someone else?
Boom. That message was well received, Carmen. Well received. Okay, Ashley.
Awesome, Carmen. So yeah, I with intention, put my highlighter down, my pen down. For me, it's everything you guys are saying, and also the free will aspect, I think, of it is interesting. It's like the opposition of intention for me. Intention for me is source. It's a higher power. It's universal. It's not Ashley. It's because that feeling that we're all referencing is, and that knowing, that like silent whisper, like this is the right thing. Yes, that's my heck yes. Like that's my, I can take action right away. That's not Ashley. That's like that knowing, that source, that energy, that bigger power that comes through. That's intention to me. And then the free will of it, that's human me. And I can choose to get in my own dang way, or I can choose to surrender and I can follow the whisper, the feeling, the knowing that we like to fight because, well, it doesn't make logical sense. Like, come on, nothing does. So that's where it is for me. And then I'm also very much influenced right now by a book that I'm reading again for the second time, Wayne Dyer book, which is The Power of Intention, which is where he goes with that too. And in here, which I was referencing again this morning, and I just grabbed my highlighter because somehow I missed something, because we do that when we read it again and again. But I loved it, and I'm going to share just the 4 steps of intention. And I think it aligns with everything we're all saying, but we're all kind of leaning into different parts of it, which is really cool because that's where we are on our journeys. And his is 4 steps of intention. 1 is discipline. That's the first stage. 2 is wisdom, second stage. 3rd stage is love. And 4th stage is surrender. And so I feel like those 4 words we're all speaking about each one of those in its own nuanced way, but that's again, because wherever we are in our dance through life. So yeah, that's what it is for me. I love it. All of it.
All of it. I love it. Thank you for bringing that. Oh my goodness. Yvette, we would love to hear your definition.
Hi, ladies. How are you all? Thank you, Debbie. This is very interesting to be here today. I'm enjoying listening to every single one of you, and we all have words that we share. It's the same thing, saying it in different ways, expressing ourselves in different ways, depends on where we are. So for me, intention is listening to my inner voice, paying attention, really, and accepting that sometimes you have the intention, but it doesn't happen, and let it go and just go with the flow. Sometimes I have, I'm sure you all do too. I don't know how to say it in English, right? A rise bar, right? That we have higher expectations. And, we get frustrated. I get frustrated. I get angry. It's not about perfection, because perfection is not even in my vocabulary, but it's about raising that bar to 100%, not 101, because, you know, that's like, that for me is like pushing it like a little bit to the extreme. That is, you know, shooting to perfection. So there has to be a balance. So intention is intuition for me. It's like, and respecting that intuition, like maybe signs. I don't know. I like the thing of woo-woo. Maybe you guys love woo-woo too. But the thing is that sometimes there's signals that are telling you it's okay to pause. You don't have to do everything at once, or you don't have to do certain things. It's pausing and recognizing, what does this mean? Why I want to do this or that, and something is on the way, stopping or not doing, interrupting. Interruptions might be your best gift. I'm learning that those are my best gift for a reason. So what I do is I turn left or I turn right, because I know eventually I'm going to go straight to my North Star, to wherever I want to do. And as long as I recognize that, I guess that we all want to become wise, you know. And for me, this white hair right here, I love it. It just reminds me that older, the wiser. So yeah, that's
Oh
it.
my goodness. I love it. Thank you so much. And also, I just dropped in the chat just a welcome because I know this is your first time here. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself so that everybody else gets a chance to know you as well.
So about myself, I love to talk.
Yeah, just drop it in the chat so that people can.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Debbie.
Marlise, yeah, you're welcome. Marlise, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello everyone. I'm so sorry that I was late. I hate being late. Perfect timing, I've been told. So yeah, so I think for me, I mean, everything everybody has said really resonates. For me, it's the sort of how I show up moments by moment, you know, so being really intentional in how I live my days, and for me it's a very practical lifestyle thing, you know. I've come to learn, you know, that a lot of what we do in this work that we do is about really that clarity, to know what we want, where we're going, and to be open to something even greater still. And so it's how we navigate that with the best of intentions. And I think for me, it's very, very powerful in there's something that I use the word intention a lot in the context of the work that I've been doing, especially over the last year, around how I show up. And I've got my 3 words, which is present, peaceful, powerful. And so for me, it's like setting that intention every day in terms of showing up with presence, with peace, and in my power. And so it's really been such a just a living thing. And so yeah, I think for me it's intentionality comes from the way you live your life.
Wow, I love that. It comes from the way you live your life. I need to go back and sink in on that one because I, in a way, had it backwards. Intention is how you live your life. And you said it's how it comes from. And I was like, wowzers, I needed to hear that. There was something in there for me. Okay, I love this. Thank you. Hannah, welcome. I believe you are also new.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be here or not.
Of course, you should be here. That is a given. So let that one goes. We welcome you. And we just, you know, if you are the type of person that loves deep conversations, whether in being involved in them or hearing them because it takes you deeper to an understanding,
Yeah.
absolutely, you're in the right place. So if you just want to share with us a little bit about what your definition of intention, and there is no right or wrong, trust me, We're not here to judge. We're here to just learn from each other.
Well, I am just really thinking about it because I realized how much intention I have to put into every single day, or else, yeah, I go backwards. And yeah, wow.
So
Because sometimes, huh?
Ray, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have to think about this a little bit. Wow.
Yeah, so when you said, I just realized how much effort I have to put into intentions, or I could go backwards. This is not a judgment at all, but this is a reflection. That's where I was, and I realized that I was letting everything else in my life run my bus. I was not driving. I was letting all circumstances. And so my intention at the beginning of this journey was hour by hour. I had to refocus and realize, is this truly what I'm intending? Or have I gotten off course? And I don't know if that helps you, but what I'm wanting it to do is give you permission to start over again and again and again. And it's not about it being hard. It's about being back in your body, in your truer self, in your essence, and just trusting and knowing with that check-in and that awareness. This is where I am. For me, it was my emotions that needed to guide me. So I had to check in. I had a reminder on my phone, and I had to say, what am I feeling at this moment? And then if it wasn't what I loved, such as if I was in overwhelm or jealousy or even anger, what would I love to feel? And I had to train myself to go towards the thing I wanted instead of just letting life control me. That changed
Wow.
everything. And so I'm not here to coach you or to tell you, but I would love for you to have that takeaway that putting effort is putting your attention, which is what Elaine said earlier. And that is beautiful, to set your intention with attention and focus.
Wow, that's powerful. Very good. Wow.
Yeah, so anytime that you're wanting to come back and share what your now definition is, or even where you're at, let us support you. We're here for you. And I definitely get that. So thank you, everybody. Oh, Krista, you just jumped in too. So we're sharing what is our definition of intention. So if you want to come off of mute and share, we would love to have your voice in the conversation.
If you don't mind, I'll just listen right now.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome. Perfect. Okay, so the next piece of discussion is what happens when life throws you a curveball. So I'm giggling at this because I know that we're always asked to go a little deeper. It's really easy to set your intention and live life when everything's in the flow. Like, let's be honest, we love it. And our goal is always to come back into that homeostasis, into that place of flow, especially if you felt it. You're like, let me get back there. It's like getting into the current, and the current is like really hard over here, sucking you this way, but right here feels really good. So we're always trying to go back there. But what happens when it's either a small curveball or it's a traumatic event? Is there still intention in your day? And Ashley is shaking her head, absolutely, yes. So I'm going to just tell you a quick story, and I won't take much time because I want you guys to get into deep discussion about this. But it's been something that I have danced with a lot in my coaching. We can get have all the success and be busy and have all these appointments and set up and everything's amazing. But my intention is building a life that I love for myself and my family. So all of a sudden, my calendar is full and everything's going great and money is flowing in and I'm making an impact. And then, boom, the family needs you. Or such as this week, I had a death in the family. I kind of would like to not be here at times. It's hard, being honest. And this is a commitment we've made to ourselves because it's important, and to each other because this is how we rise together. And I know that, but life throws a curveball. And how do you dance through life with intention, with honoring yourself, without compromising, and still feel like, even if it's not happy, 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 that you're still in the right place at the right time in flow? And I'm going to start with you, Ashley, because I know this is very near and dear to your heart.
Oh, Debbie, this is everything for me. How do you dance through life when life happens is basically what you're asking, because this is life. Life is the ups and the downs. Life is not butterflies and rainbows and unicorns all the time. Like, that's not even, I don't even want that life. If someone was to ask me, that would feel so cheap and so cheesy and so obnoxious. Like, in reality, I wouldn't want it. I want to experience all of it. The highs, the lows, the struggles. Like, I love it all. So this, yes. Do I love talking about this? Yes. Debbie, first off, I'm really sorry about the death in your family. That's awful. I'm sorry. But how do you dance through it? I think you remind yourself. For me, this is what I do. One, if it's an experience like what you're experiencing right now, Debbie, that would be a different situation than another experience that I had that I was thinking of when you asked the question. And I would just remind myself, like, this is the dance through life. And, life does end. And every time there is a death, for me, it's a reminder that today is a gift. And I'm like, am I doing everything with my day today that I know I am equipped to do? Like, I have my special gifts. What are my special gifts? Okay, those are my intentions. Those are intended to me so that I can use them. Am I using my gifts today? Am I using all of me today? That's where I would go first with it. That's where my brain goes. But for me, anytime it's like a little curveball that's not a death, I mean, that's an end of something. But 2 years ago, I hosted, it's when I first met Sarah, actually. I was hosting a 3-day event called Dance Through Life. So funny that you asked this question, exactly as you do. And 2 days before my event was supposed to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry, 3 days before my event, my brother died. And I was like, oh, okay, another death. But I was like, I need to go home. My mom needs me. This is her child. Like, she can't be alone. My mom she's not married. She's single. She's already lonely, for the best word to put out there. Like, she can't be alone. She's not going to make it. And I was like, I need to go back to Florida. And everything in my human being was like, go now. Your event can be rescheduled. Not a big deal. I had like 67 registrations for that event. I was like, this is the biggest thing that I've ever done in my business at this point. I can't cancel this. I've worked so hard. I've invested so much time, in hours, hundreds of hours, it felt like. I can't cancel it. And then I was like, but mom first, like, family first. But you guys, there was a moment too where it was like this calm, this pause that we've talked about, that I was like, no, this is life. This is actually part of it. This is part of my mom's journey. This is part of my brother's journey. This is part of our family's journey. I don't have to put me on hold and my beautiful vision of serving people and sharing my message of dancing through life, which I know will make an impact. That doesn't have to be put on hold because of other people's life choices. And it was not an easy thing to come up with. It was very hard. I felt selfish. I felt like it was like this big internal battle. But at the end of this, when I decided, no, I'm not going home, this is the plan. I had the most incredible conversations with people in my family that I hadn't talked to in 15 years. I was able to reconnect with every one of my nieces and nephews, every single one of them. We had all been disconnected. I heard my nephews, which grown men now, shared things with me that they've never shared with anybody about my brother. There was the most profound experiences between me and individual people because I was on a phone and I made the time. And so the dance through life is you have to pause. We said that so many times, that you have to pause and you have to check in. Why and what is the intention in me going in this path, this thing, doing this? Because what happened is that's not up for debate. It happened. Someone's dead, like they're dead. My brother's dead. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is from this point forward and then from there. So the dance through life is beautiful. That's what we all want. We want the dance. We want the highs. We want the lows. If you are lying to yourself to say you want a perfect life, that you are lying. What you wanted, you want easy. You want easy because maybe it's really hard, but without the hard, you'll never know what the easy is. It's all parallels. It's all opposite, yin and yang, white and black. You have to have both. So I could go on and on, Debbie, but thank you for letting me speak on that.
Wow.
And my event was called Dance Through Life.
Yeah. Yeah. And she has something next week that's going to exactly do this. So she'd carry on the conversation. Oh my goodness. You had me laughing. You had me tears at all the things. Thank you for taking us on that journey. Marilise, I'd love for you to go next.
And so sorry, I think I've missed sort of what it is that you would love to have me share.
How do you dance through life? What's your belief?
Same question. Okay, so I thought there was a very tailored question for Ashley, given that's what she.
No.
Okay, yeah. So for me personally, and then I love how you're all present, saying the fact that life is life, and there are tough moments, and even the fact that we just some days get up in the morning and we don't particularly feel the day. It's for me so much about, again, the way I live my life and being intentional about just showing up. And I'm not putting any pressure on myself to do something, but I'm like, if I show up and I just can get myself to just kind of open it up and be curious and be open to taking that next step, then somehow things start falling into place. So it's that momentum that comes from showing up. So for me, it's very much about, despite sometimes not feeling like I want to get out of bed in the morning, still sort of showing up. And I think for me, I'm currently I'm writing my second book, and it's called More, MOAR, exclamation mark, making work magic inside and out. And it sort of stemmed from obviously being really upset with what I see happening in workplaces, where people are literally walking ghosts, going through the motions, absolutely, just dead. Their eyes are dead. It's just like there's just no passion. All they live for is a paycheck at the end of the month. And so the whole mission is to invite people into possibility, that there is more. You are meant for more, but also that you're already more than enough. But I'm not selling to you this idea that, it's going to be this easy journey. So if you have big dreams and big goals, you're going to have to take big, brave, audacious decisions and make big, brave moves. And they're going to be messy because they're not going to necessarily, happen the way that you plan them. And, my whole life, the last 3 years, has been testament to the fact that, we moved from England to South Africa after 18 years in England, moved the family back, built our dream home, and every decision we took got sort of flipped on its head, and we had to be very kind of agile to, and that for me is that beautiful dance in terms of, every step we had to retweak, readjust, dance around, whatever we've planned. It didn't kind of work out exactly, but it worked out better. And it's also having that knowing that it always worked out exactly as it's supposed to, even though it doesn't feel like that in the moment. So it's really a very very, very amazing kind of like just being here with all of you and having all of that presence for me right now. It's such perfect timing because I've just finished the chapter around owning your choices and really making people very, very aware that, you know, even though things happen and you think, how did that happen? You've still made a decision along the way. You still choose something, always make a decision, always have a choice. And a lot of people don't feel like they have choices. I think that for me is such a, like, wow, so many people like say to me, oh, I don't have a choice. And I'm like, but you do. And so it's really quite phenomenal how this conversation is coming exactly today, because it's so perfectly timed. So thank you for that.
Yeah, well, it's always using our own intuition. It's so interesting that that I called on you. I definitely needed to hear your voice, your message. And we're going to actually, I have an opportunity to interview Marilise in June, mid-June, and go deeper into this. So that's something that everybody will get to know a little bit about as well. So I can't wait for that.
I'm so happy. I can't wait.
It builds up so much excitement. So as we're rounding this off, I want to popcorn around again. And we also have iPhone, and I'm not sure. I've messaged you to see who you really are, and hoping you're in the right room. And of course, you're in the right room if you want to be here, just that you didn't pop into the wrong room. We're talking about intention. Sorry, it's Haley.
It's Haley.
It's a little iPhone Haley. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we're popcorning around right now. We originally started with what do we believe our definition of intention is? And then just a couple conversations on what does it look like when life throws us a curveball, because we can have an intention, but it can get thrown off. And how do we come back? And how do we still honor ourselves and all that? The popcorn question that I want for everybody to quickly answer is, what is something you heard today that is either new to you or a reminder, and it landed, it resonated? Everybody ready? Okay, Elaine is going first.
What Marilise just,
Oh, there you are. Sorry. I hear you now. I just didn't hear you at the beginning.
I think what really struck, I don't know if it's because it's most recent or just hit the core because of my current situation, but what Marilise just said, that we always have a choice, and to remember that. And at least for myself, I tend to fall into the woe is me, here we go again, disappointment, expectation, desire, reality. And I'm learning to embrace that and to recognize that all of that is part of the plan, right? So those turns in the road that I think Yvette mentioned, you know, that just go right and find it, get a discovery, turn left. You'll have a discovery that was unexpected, unintentional, but it usually does end up being a gift or minimally a learning lesson. And then we always get back on the straight and narrow again. So those were 2 points that really spoke to me today. I think because of my vulnerability right now and my, I'm a little bit fragile. So those were really poignant pieces, messages that spoke to me and supported me. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Sarah, what was your takeaway?
When Marilise was just talking, I heard her say, "You're already more than enough." And I think this is what she said right after that, but if not, this is what Spirit told me. But there is always more enough.
Ooh. Marilise, is that what you did say?
Probably not intentionally. But I love that that's what you heard. So yeah.
I love it too. Thank you, Sarah, for just helping us. And I'm going back to re-listen to that. Marilise, why don't you go next?
So my takeaway from today, it just the power of community and, you know, showing up You know, I could have easily, you know, being 15 minutes late, decided, oh, I'm not going to bother showing up because, you know, it's been a long day, and yeah, it's just I'm tired and I've had lots of meetings, and so I probably am just so happy that I listened to my intuition, that I wanted to say hello and be here with all of you. So yeah, for me, that's just the being in the moment. It's kind of summarizing everything that we've just said, and the whole perspective that intentionality comes from the way you live your life and showing up. So yeah, that's what I'm taking away. Thank you,
love it.
Debbie, for creating this beautiful container, by the way.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And I'd love it if you guys would go share your takeaways inside of the Be Extraordinary Women's Network afterwards, whether you do it up as a graphic or a live or whatever. These are huge and they help shift other people as well. Magda, I'd love to go with you next. Hello, B.
All right, so I am already emotional before speaking, because my biggest takeaway from today is, and I wrote it down, I didn't know I will need that today. So before I say it, and then I explain it, I wrote, I belong here. And oh, I think with the intention and all we going to life, we're looking for the people who we belong to, who support us and lift each other up when you can have those conversations. And I was going through the pause and shedding old and welcoming new. It just came to me. I belong here. And that's what I want to say. And I hope you feel the same way.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Oh my goodness. Yvette, what was your takeaway?
Oh my gosh, my takeaway is between Ashley and you, Debbie. You guys are showing up the power within us. You're showing me that you guys don't stop. You guys continue. I stop. Maybe there's a lazy gene or inside me, or maybe there is the comfortability gene that I pause and then I actually stop when life happens. I'm not good at taking multiple tasks. I'm not multitask, period. I'm not even multitask. So imagine now when life is showing you challenges, I just focus on one thing. And then once that is overcome and it has a positive, outcome, because we're shooting for that no matter what it is, then I refocus on, my passion, which is what I do, is because I don't work. I do this because it's joy. I love it. So that's what I permit myself to stop. Thanks God. I'm grateful for that, because things could be very overwhelmed at one point in our lives. And that is, you too are the smart cookies. I'm sure that all of you are smart cookies in this room, but getting to understand when do you stop and when you push, my hat over you two ladies, because I haven't learned that trick yet. So I need to do more push-ups to be more resilience or resistance. So thank you for that. Thank you
I
for
love
that.
the
Showing
awareness.
up. Thank you
Yeah.
for showing up. I appreciate it.
You're
You're
so
teaching me. You're teaching me that I can too. So thank you.
that's what this empowering you community or Be Extraordinary Women's Network is all about. So I love it. Carmen, what about you? What was your takeaway?
Well, I wasn't going to phrase it the way Magda did, but it's basically the same thing. The takeaway that I wrote down was from Maralise about present, peaceful, and powerful. And I've been focusing more recently on last several years on being more present and more peaceful, because that's what I needed. And I will continue to need. Like, we all need a peaceful nervous system, right? I wasn't leaning so much into the powerful. And see, Magda, now I'm going to get emotional. We are all so powerful if we allow ourselves. And so that is what I am taking away from this and leaning into more. So thank you.
I love it. And I love watching this evolution. And I love how quickly these shifts can happen inside of a container like this. So thank you for all showing up so powerfully, because you just being here helps all of us. Ashley.
What am I taking away? I am taking away that I just follow your joy. This brings me joy, and when I follow my joy, there's always a gift in it. Every one of you ladies is a gift for me today. Every one of your shares is a gift for me. Magda, your face right now is a gift to me. Like, I'm just watching you smile. I'm watching you just go through the emotions and be Magda. And I'm so proud of you and everybody that's showing up. And Yvette, the first time I met you, and you're just awesome. And the way you shared that is so inspiring to me. And Elaine, to learn this about your daughter and your mom, and you're a labor delivery coach, or labor delivery nurse. I'll get it right. And like the dance and like all of it, you guys, we're all so much more alike than we are different. And when we follow the joy, like Marilee, she didn't have to show up. Follow the joy. Yes, I want to go there. That feels good. And then, right? And then just like allow, receive. So all of it, but yeah, follow the joy. That's my takeaway. It works every time.
Love it. Haley, I know that you didn't maybe have a takeaway, and maybe you do, but I'd like you to offer you the opportunity if you would love to share. And maybe you can't unmute because you're driving. Okay. Sorry, my audio doesn't work. That's okay. You can go in later and post. My takeaway for today, I got notes and I got all the things, but I think the biggest takeaway is from Ashley. So when she talked about she believes intention comes from source, I believe that as well. I believe that source, higher power, universal love is all the same thing. And it is our deeper knowing. It is our wisdom. It is us and our true essence. And I believe that our humans are, Debbie Prediger can really get in the way at times because she thinks from her logical brain that this is what is happening, or this is what is potentially could happen. So even in the goods, because I've trained my brain not to go to the bad, but even in the good, I still limit myself. I still don't have the infinite power that our Creator has given us. And so I get in my own way. And so when she said that, and then she said, hey, I don't want rainbows and butterflies all the time. That wouldn't even feel good. I was like, you're right. At first I was like, no, I want it. And then I was like, you're right. It wouldn't feel that good. The highs wouldn't feel the highs if it was there all the time. And so that was my message, my takeaway that I needed to hear today. And again, all of your takeaways, the summary of them, the wisdom in this room, the intention as we go through the extraordinary exchanges where the co-creators come together and then everybody else is watching and participating in the chat. And then this kind of feels like the grand finale of the month, of really pulling our intentions back together and how we're living and how our lifestyle is evolving with us, whether you are a coach, a mentor, or somebody that's a volunteer. I believe that extraordinary women are people that show up for themselves, show up for their inner circle, show up for their communities, and that just continues to ripple out So you've made a ripple here today. I absolutely do believe that. I believe that we've all set the intention. Yeah, big group hug, everybody. I think that feels really good, Ashley. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for showing up in this community, particularly. I know that many people have multiple choices of where they could spend their time and their attention. And I so honor that you're spending it here with us. And with that, we will pause out, and remember, it's the last Thursday of the month. So I will make sure that there is an event created, and we'll try to make this easier to invite more people and all the things, but we also know that it's perfect exactly how it is. Ashley has something to say.
Can we just do a group shot really quick? Can I do a screenshot so when I do a share later?
Yeah, just a minute here. I will. Yes. Okay, ready.
Hannah, come back, Hannah. I saw that. Come back, Hannah. She turned her screen off. Hannah, you're gorgeous. Come back, please. Okay, let's see if I get it right. I love it. All right, ready? Let's see if I can get it right. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry, guys. Tech is not my strong suit. I'm getting it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
About everybody do one where everybody hits their hearts at the same time. So we'll have a whole bunch of hearts on that way or this way.
Okay. Hang on. Oh, okay. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I can't do the hearts while I do the button, but that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.